I'm Johnny from UltimatePaperMache.com, and I've been working on my angel. I already put out the pattern for the angel. She's at UltimatePaperMache.com/angel pattern, and you can go see all the videos on that page that show you how to put all the pattern pieces together. But in this video, I'm going to show you how I put the paper mache clay on here, and I ran into some problems. They were all my fault. I was in a really big hurry because I'd already put the pattern out and I wanted people to see how the paper mache would go on there. I laid the angel down very carefully on a big pillow that I had wrapped up in plastic, and I got a strapper on there because I didn't want her to fall off. And then I could go ahead and put some paper strips to reinforce the edges between the bottom piece and the skirt. And then I went ahead and added paper strips and paste also to the wings. I didn't want to make the wings real heavy because they don't have a weight in the bottom of the angel, and I need the wings to be as light as possible. So they just got one layer of paper strips and paste on each side, and I used the cooked flour and water paste for that. And as soon as all the numbers and lines got covered up, I realized I really like the shape of these wings. I mean, I like them so much. They work so well with the simplified shapes of the angel herself that I'm not entirely sure that she needs any feathers. I am going to go ahead and put the feathers on this one though, even though I'm not going to do it quite the way I thought I was going to. I ordered construction paper. I don't know why. I think I must be showing my age, but I thought construction paper was a heavier paper and it had a nice kind of a fuzzy feel to it, because that's what I remembered from my grade school. That was back when you can buy a bottle of Coca-Cola for 10 cents, so it's a long time ago. Obviously, I didn't know what construction paper is like, and it's when I finally got it yesterday, it's exactly like copy paper. The colored construction paper is a little bit heavier, and it does have that nice soft feel to the top of it. But the white paper, it's just copy paper. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use some cardstock that I happen to have in the studio already. It's a little bit stiffer, and it's white. So that's what I'm going to use for her feathers. But I think if I make this again, I'm not going to use any feathers because I really love the shapes. I don't know why. But I did run into some problems with the paper mache clay. Anytime you have a big flat piece of anything and you put something on one side of it that's wet and it dries, there's a real good chance that that flat thing is going to warp. It has something to do with physics, and I don't really understand it at all. But so I always tell you to never put paper mache on the bottom piece of a sculpture because you need it to be flat. But there's a lot of flat pieces in this angel because I made the pieces as big as possible so that we could put it together quickly. So I did run into some problems with like they're not getting all warped and weird, but they did kind of sink in and change the shape just a little bit. But I was able to correct that with just a second layer of paper mache clay. And I might even have to go back with just a little bit more paper mache clay after the second layer dries and put on just a little bit more just to flatten that out just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but that's what it did. Now the other problem is, and this is entirely my fault, I used the recipe that doesn't use any Elmer's glue. I can only buy DAP, drywall joint compound, at my local hardware store, and Elmer's glue does not work with DAP. So I used the recipe where you make your own glue. I actually made, I think it was 4 double batches to cover her. And I really love working with it. But I wanted it to go really fast so that I could, hurry up and show you how it works. So I didn't put as much cornstarch in it as the recipe calls for. It was more liquid, softer, and I'll show you how that looks here. And it does go on the big spaces a lot faster than if you actually use the recipe the way it's written. But when you get to the parts where you actually need some more control over the material and you want to actually sculpt with it, like on the face, then it needs actually more cornstarch than I was using and less paper. The Silky Smooth Air Dry Clay recipe would be perfect for the face, but I couldn't use it again because that is the DAP joint compound. So I had to use the do-it-yourself glue, and I did use less paper. The Silky Smooth Air Dry Clay recipe uses less paper, and that's one of the reasons that it's smoother. And so I did that, but I didn't add more cornstarch. I left it kind of too wet. I knew immediately when I first started that it was too wet, and I should have just taken it back to the kitchen and mixed it up again, and I didn't. And so you're going to see me struggling to get the face smoother if I had actually mixed up the recipe the way the recipe was actually written, just with less toilet paper and maybe even just a little bit more cornstarch than the recipe called for. Then I would have been able to sculpt the details much easier than I was able to. Now at the very end, I did something that I've never done before, and this was just a test. I put a little bit of the cornstarch in this cap, and I put my finger in the cornstarch, and I just kind of very gently tried to smooth off, just doing this to try to smooth off her face. And it actually is working, but I'm going to have to go back over it with a really soft brush after the paper mache is completely dry to make sure that there isn't any cornstarch just sitting on the surface before I paint her. And it did help. I was able to smooth it off rather nicely with my fingers. I'm not sure I recommend doing that. I couldn't figure out any other way to smooth off the marks that were left by my tools. So that's what I did. I did not add any fingers to the hands just because everything else is so simple. I didn't want to get carried away with a whole lot of detailing. Now there are a few things that I would do differently if I had all the time in the world, and if I didn't care if I made it entirely with paper mache and paper mache clay. There's a couple of things I might do actually if I do it over. The first thing I would do is probably put plaster cloth on the gown at least. Plaster cloth dries so hard, so fast, that it wouldn't give the cardboard time to change shape. And then I could just simply cover the plaster cloth with a really thin layer of the paper mache clay, or I could just go ahead and put a really paper thin layer of drywall joint compound over it. You couldn't do that with the wings because the wings flex a little bit and drywall joint compound cracks really easy, but you could do it down here on the base and on her gown because that's not going to be moving around. You have to paint it, of course, to protect it. And for the face, I would use an epoxy clay. It would take me just as long to use epoxy clay and probably even more time because you can do all the details and get it exactly the way you want it if you're using epoxy clay. If I had used enough cornstarch in my paper mache clay, I might have been able to come really close to that, but it's never going to be quite as detailed as you can get with the epoxy clay. Epoxy clay is obviously a lot more expensive than paper mache clay, but I bought a container of Magic Sculpt epoxy clay last year for a project that I never got around to doing, so I have some here in the studio, and I think it would just be really fun to have an excuse to play with it. So if I did the angel again, I would definitely get it out and use it because I just have a lot of fun playing with it. This lady though, I'm really happy with her so far. I can't wait to paint her. Tell me what you think about the wings. I really love these shapes exactly the way they are, but I am going to put some big feathers on it. I don't want it to look like I'm trying to make realistic wings when everything else is so simplified. I want all of it to fit in together, but I also really like these shapes all by themselves. So let me know what you think about that. In the next video, I am going to get her painted, and we'll see exactly how it's going to look when it's all done. Be sure and watch for that video, and come visit me, ultimatepapermache.com. I'll see you there.